What about Rocky Marciano?
Oh, there they go. There they go. Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got to pull Rocky Marciano out their ass. That's they one. That's they one. Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano.
Cigar Boxing, what's going on out there to the whole YouTube nation? All of y'all talking about the greatest sport in the world, boxing. What's going on, y'all? This is my preview of Wilder versus Stiverne 2, the rematch at Madison Square Garden in New York City. On the line is the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the world, with Bermane Stiverne being ranked by the WBC number 1. It is Deontay Wilder's mandatory. Let me point this out too. He is not ranked by any other sanctioning body for the heavyweights. Bermane Stiverne, he is not ranked by the WBA, the IBF, WBO, and IBO at all. So I want to say that with Bermane Stiverne being the WBC, the former WBC champion, that's why he's ranked there. But what do I see in this rematch? For those of us out here who are calling Bermane Stiverne a bum in some of our videos, y'all don't know boxing, you still got to remember that Stiverne was the WBC champion. And Bermane Stiverne has a very, very good chin. I'm not saying he's the greatest fighter, but give that man some respect. Rematch, a lot of us are already trying to look at Anthony Joshua in that fight, but these fighters need to concentrate on their mandatories. They got to get past their mandatories. Anything can happen. In the heavyweight division, one punch can change the fight. So all of y'all just saying they're going to blow through these guys are smoking rocks. Y'all need to get off the crack pipe, okay? Look at what happened last weekend. Even though Anthony Joshua was cutting up Carlos Takam was still in that fight. And then Carlos Takam started coming on in the last few rounds. If it wasn't stopped for the ref, I mean, it could have been a knockout, but also it was dangerous, murky territory in heavyweight fights is when you get in those later rounds. So, let's not look past the mandatories. The rematch, I think you're going to see adjustments by Bermane Stiverne. I think Deontay Wilder is going to fight the same. He's not going to make that many adjustments. I think Bermane Stiverne is going to make it uncomfortable. He's going to move his head a little bit more, Stiverne. And I think he's going to give a body attack early on in the fight. You're going to see a lot of holding because I feel that with Deontay Wilder having that size advantage, as these super giant heavyweights have all the time, they cannot fight on the inside that well because the fighters are usually shorter and they have a hard time adjusting their punches. Just like Anthony Joshua in the fight last weekend, a lot of looping shots because Takam, when he was in close, he couldn't do much. I think that AJ's inside game is a little bit better than Wilder's, in my opinion. But I think Stiverne is going to try and back him up. Wilder needs to have space in order to get his jab off, in my opinion. And to get that right hand, one of the best right hands in the heavyweight division right now. In order to get that set up, he's going to have to keep Stiverne right in front of him. Okay? And I just don't see that happening in this fight. I see a tactical change where Stiverne's going to hold, try and turn, move his head, not let him get that jab off. And what's going to happen is, I think later on in the fight, we're talking around 6, 7, 8, 9, we're going to see what's what. Because if Stiverne is able to get Wilder back on the ropes, go to that body, and start taking away the head in the later rounds, because Wilder was getting touched in the first fight, y'all. Y'all can say what you want. Wilder was getting touched in spots. I think Stiverne could possibly win this fight. Wilder could get knocked out. We don't know how Wilder's chin is. He could get knocked out because he took some hard shots last time. It's hard to catch Wilder because of his size. But I think if you go to his body and then you fight close and you go to his head, we'll see what happens. But more than likely, I think that Wilder has the better stamina, and I think he has the better timing, and he's faster than Stiverne. I think if Wilder establishes his jab and Stiverne does nothing about it, it could be a short night. If he can establish his jab. This won't be a quick fight because Stiverne has a chin. If a knockout's going to happen, it's going to happen, you know, rounds 8, 9, 10 in that area. But Stiverne does have a chance. I think if he lands some of the same shots he landed in that fight, but go to the body in the early rounds, we'll see what happens. So I don't have too much to say. I just think that we concentrate on this AJ Wilder thing a little too much. He talking too much stuff. He need to concentrate on Stiverne because Stiverne can pose a threat. I don't think either fighter in AJ or Wilder are super dominant in the heavyweight division. They're dominant to a point, but not dominant as some of the other heavyweights we've seen. So they need to concentrate on the mandatories first. Don't worry about nothing else because they may not make it out of those fights. Tell me who you think is going to win the fight in the comment section. This is Cigar Boxing. Later.